Once I go live, you are live. All right. I'm gonna go here to IG. Once I see the preview, I hit live. Mhm. I think we live. Let's mm, we live on YouTube. So, let's see. Uh, damn. Hold on. Let me try. Yeah. Have I? Let's see this. We on a roll. Dead. Bet it up. We live. All right, should we do the same? What's up? It's your boy C Starks in the building, man, for another episode 3 of the warm up. It's gonna be a great one today. Uh, I have a young lady here that she's a I think I named her a mompreneur. So instead of entrepreneur, a mompreneur. Um, but but great person. We're gonna get into it in a few. But let me gotta tell you guys about the warm up. I wanted to create a platform for people to have something to say. And entrepreneurship is just it's a great thing. And then some people say it's like, oh, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So it really is. But it's one of the things that made me allow me to do the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn my mic down. Can y'all still hear me? Yeah. All right. Cool. Um. Yeah, man. So it's a great platform. So what you want to do if you like content like this, and what we're gonna be doing is talking about people and getting people prepared for health, wealth, or entrepreneurship. So any of these episodes can be about one of those topics, two of those topics. So just stay tuned. So and you consider subscribing. What's up, man? subscribing for some more content like this. Go to YouTube. To have a YouTube channel. It's the warm up podcast. That's on YouTube. Um, or after you get through looking at it, if you look at this on Instagram or Facebook, you can go back and check it out. So that's it. So no further ado, I'm going to bring my guests on. We're going to talk about a couple of things that I want to talk about, and here she go. Boom, Austin, what's happening?
Hey,
Good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Amoka?
can I
Can you
hear?
hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Good.
Like you know, I'm echoing the headphones. You know, I'm an artist now too. You know, so well, yeah, man. So, hey, but thank you for coming on and want to be a part of history, man. It's gonna be history, you know. So I'm an entrepreneur myself, and it was you know, but I think you always should reinvent yourself at some point. And I think I know you done it, and I'm doing this podcast thing. So I'm telling people I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm you know the progress is coming along slowly. It's a learning curve, but we coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's just never know where it's gonna be. So let's get into it. So listen, Alma, I made a I made a post last week,
Okay.
right? And the post, and it actually got. I learned a lot from it actually. So it was this thing where I like say me think they say So whatever's during the week, I'm like, dang, that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like the Diddy thing made me say but we ain't gonna talk about the Diddy thing. But I'm just saying, it's just like that.
Hmm.
So the post was, let me find it. So the post was, so I steady meet a lot of people, and they say they don't believe in God, but they believe in a higher power.
Hmm.
So I'm like, what's the higher power? I mean, now after I posed the question and I'm start reading these comments, it's kind of it's crazy because people think different things. You know what I'm saying? And they were going into it like deep. You know, I had no idea that people use it in recovery, the higher power. I had no idea.
Okay.
So the question was, would you date someone that says, "Well, I don't believe in God, but I believe in a higher power"?
Yeah.
Would you?
Oh, you asked me.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I believe in God. So that's
There
one of
you go.
the things that I ask people, if I, am interested in dating or if they're interested in dating. One of the first things I say is, what's your belief system? Because that's
Mm-hmm.
important things to me. Um, as far as like, are we ever going to be in line? That's one of the top things of importance to me. So I'm always going to ask. So I believe in God. So, I don't speak that as far as I would have to ask someone else, because I don't know what
Right.
they say higher power. I know that God is a higher power. So if they were saying that it's a higher power that's not God, or what I mean, so I would just have to see what they were speaking of, because for me, I would have to say that I wouldn't date anyone that doesn't believe in God. So
Yeah. So I feel you on that. So that's why I'm like, but it's I got some posts like so I got some posts justifying. I got some posts saying that it's used it like it's a part of their recovery program. This young lady said, "I believe in higher power because there's a part of a recovery program being based on spiritual principles and not religious principles." So I get that, but the question: would you date someone?
right.
You know what I mean? And after if I have 5 comments, 5 questions, and everybody else doesn't see anything. You know what I'm saying? So
That's always that's some of the things those are one of the things that I try to stay away from talking about on social media, because
anyway,
I feel like it is a um it can be sometimes divisive, so it divides people, in
mhm,
the
yeah,
system. So I just don't, I kind of stay away from those. But to answer your question, then yeah, but I mean, as far as people's belief system and what helps them get through traumas or things like that, I can't speak to that. And
okay,
as far as me being a healthcare provider, then as far as judgment, that's not something that I would do, is judge people based off of what their belief system is. But so with what I do, I'm accepting of whatever people believe in, whatever their background is, all of that. That's nothing that I would judge anyone on. But when it comes
right,
to personal life and who I would date, that's a whole different thing.
yeah. But it was just interesting because I came, I come across a lot of people that say they would,
Yeah.
and yeah, and that's their. It's like I'm not, like, I don't judge anything like that. But I mean, that's one of the things that for me, I want to be in line. You know what I'm saying? Like you believe that, I believe that. You
Yeah.
know,
And
that, so
my
cool.
like I like people to just choose whatever they,
But it is too.
whatever, if you want to date someone here, that whatever you want to do, I'm for it. If that's for you, because I just like people to make their own choices as far as what they believe in and what they would choose, who they would date, things like that. Then I feel like if it makes you happy, go for it. It's
Mm.
not, I'm not
Yeah,
the
no, well, that's cool. Well, that was that. Man, it's always one of them things like things
yeah,
that make you say, when I think
yeah,
about it. Yeah,
it's
I don't
definitely
know. That's a
about,
tough one. It's a tough one.
yeah,
It's a tough one because you can like something and shoot, it's like, dang, it's a deal breaker
yeah,
because what happens? Somebody has to convert.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to convert. But cool. Let's get out there. But it was it was interesting.
Unless someone else has something to say to chime in.
Man, no. They're gonna stay out there, but
Yeah,
they're gonna stay out there. I just thought it was a very interesting situation.
yeah,
So, question for you, like, tell me, well, tell them because I kind of know, but it's so fun being on this side now, asking people like I just see people like, hey, man, so how you doing? You've been doing for a long time. Now I'm getting feel like, hey, where you where you from? Like, what's your background?
yeah. Okay, so I'm from Birmingham, born and raised. I grew up in Fairfield.
And I'm
Um,
saying, what hood?
you said what?
He said, what hood you claim? Fairfield.
Yep, I grew up in Fairfield. Um, I went to John Carroll High School. I went to a couple of elementary schools. Went to Briarwood. I was homeschooled for a little bit. My parents homeschooled us. So I'm a PK. So I grew up as a PK. I have siblings. Of course, I'm one of six. So I'm the middle child. So that was fun.
Mm,
Best of both worlds. I kind of stayed in the middle, like, so it definitely was fun growing up in a big family. It was always busy. So then as far as that's kind of where I came from. That's what raised me.
cool. So now, now, and because I know your brothers are real, like family real. So how important is family to
How important is family?
you? Hmm.
Oh, family is top priority to me. Like, I mean, um, it's my barometer. So, my children, my family, That's how I guide my life, is based off of, my availability to my family. So it's definitely top priority. A lot of decisions that I make are geared towards, my family. And honestly, just, being available. Grew up with a big family, in a big family, but then my extended family is even bigger on both sides. So, I always grew up around family. So it's definitely top priority for me.
Did family have any influence on your like your career move? You know what I'm saying? Like how did you come up like you because nurse first.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
did your
absolutely.
family go ahead. So it is
Oh, absolutely. So funny story is, like, growing up, I always watched Life in the ER as a little kid.
mm-hmm.
And I would want to watch it during dinner time. So I would have all my siblings watching this, and they would be like, "Why are you watching that? Why do you want to watch this?" So that was one of the things that I just love the aspect of healthcare, nursing, all that kind of stuff. Well, you know, when I was starting to decide what I wanted to do as far as education and what I wanted to do as a career, my mom was a big influence on the choice that I made to become a nurse, because she said, I know you love family, and I know
Mm-hmm.
you have a family one day. So you need to think about what you would want to do that would give you the availability to be there for your kids, for your family. And so I thought about either teaching or nursing. So no, I love teachers, and I I'm so happy that we have some amazing teachers out here. And I did try to actually do a course in teaching, and I did a practicum, and that told me that I was not geared towards being a teacher. I love children, but I couldn't be with them all day being an educator. And honestly, I didn't want that responsibility, because I feel like that's a great responsibility, to make sure that when these kids finish that year, that they have matriculated to the next phase. That's a huge responsibility. So for me, I chose nursing and I chose healthcare. And so my mom was a big influence on that, because she made me think early, at an early age, before I even thought about a career, my interest and where my interests were. And then as far as what I wanted as a career. So chose nursing, which is very multifaceted. And so it just kind of grew into so many other things. But that's really what really determined how I chose what profession I was going to go into, is having that conversation with my mom.
So you said nursing is like it's so much affected. How did you decide which part of nursing you're gonna do?
So again, as I went, as a kid, like I told you, I was very in tune with life in the ER. That was something
Mm-hmm.
really important to me. So when I went to nursing school, I always knew that I wanted to be ER trauma nurse. I always
Oh,
knew.
wow.
Yeah. So I did finish school, became an ER trauma nurse at UAB, loved it, created great relationships there, learned so much about nursing, but it didn't stop there, because I knew I wanted more beyond that. So did the bedside. And after that, I decided I wanted to go into sales and marketing, because I had actually a cousin that was in pharmaceuticals, and I saw his
Mm.
life. I was like, his life back then,
Yeah.
sales, they were making a lot of money, driving nice cars, like, I was like, that is, and it just looked like a fancy lifestyle to me. So I just said, that's something I think I might want to do. So I started looking into it. And then I actually
Right.
had friends who were in the business. So I was trying to see how I could transition myself from being a nurse, being a clinician, and then going into sales and marketing, and using my skills,
Oh, gotcha.
right? So I started interviewing. I had a very great mentor who was a leader in the industry, in the sales and marketing industry. He actually worked for a medical device company, and he was my mentor. And so he helped me to kind of leverage my clinical skills and my clinical knowledge in order to gain a job that was very competitive roles. And so I
Mhm.
was to interview and ended up landing a job. My first job away was in pharmaceuticals, was Johnson and Johnson. So I worked with them, then went on to do medical device, Baxter. So went into that. And so then, that was my life. I kind of went into sales and marketing, and then it drew me to do what I'm doing now. So
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too, because I can remember when you first told me about it. It was like, hey, dog, I'm thinking about doing this because I think you went to Vegas or something, didn't you?
yeah, yeah.
See, I
That was
remember. Yeah,
one
yeah.
of my
You
travels
said,
with medical device. So yeah.
yeah, and you said you saw it. You were like, dang, like, all right. So you told him about it. I'm like, yeah, that'll be dope.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute because
I'll
that,
save
I
it.
mean it's really interesting on how you saw it and you made it work. So something interesting to me what you just said. I had no idea about the sales piece too. So do you like sales?
I love it.
Do you? Tell,
I,
okay, so tell me what you don't like about
what I don't like about it
it. Hmm.
is when I'm not able to close a deal. When
How
I'm
does that make you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me what you like about
What I like about it
it.
is
Hmm.
the reward that you get from closing deals. The reward from it's a start as far as having conversations, those initial conversations, and being able to just basically close deals, large opportunities that you work really hard at. And so I'm not afraid of working hard. I'm not afraid of asking. I'm not afraid of opening those doors that are normally closed. And I'm not afraid of going back until I get a yes. So it's very rewarding. It's very, very rewarding. It can be challenging because you do have those times where you can feel like you're not getting anywhere.
Right.
But those times are times
Right.
really that's when there's called I used to watch these TED Talks. So there was a TED Talk where someone was talking about, and I know people who are in sales and marketing have probably heard this, grit. It's something inside of you that you can't explain that keeps you going, right? And everybody doesn't have it. But if you have grit, then
Right.
that the explanation of when the doors close and you keep
Mhm.
going,
Yeah,
that
it's a high. You know what I'm saying for me because what I do is I mean it's sell, but I don't treat it like that. You know what I mean? Like I was talking to a young lady and um she's in sales actually, and I think one of the things she didn't like about it was not being able to close the deal. But guess what? That's part of the game. So within closing the deal, it's how you act, bounce back from that. Because it makes you feel like you reject it, and people like you reject it. That's gonna mess with you. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Um, and, and and anybody that's listening who wants to be an entrepreneur, thinking about it or in it, that's that's 90% of shit your job. You know what I mean? Because you got to either ask people for money. Um, you have to market yourself. And you just got to keep putting it out there. You can put it out there because guess what? I think me and Greg talked about marketing. Like social media is not gonna be around for you. They're just not. So what are you gonna do if you in sales business? You know what I'm saying? So now you got to create you a CRM. Like I'm one of those people that if I'm meeting you, I'm not saying add me to socially. I'm like, what's your email? So can I, because that's traffic that you can own.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what people don't realize. Like if you own traffic, like right now, shit, I think we got like 8,000 people in the email list. You know what I mean? That's traffic you own that
Yeah.
you can shoot it out to. So that's always one of the big things to entrepreneurs. Like, man, get you a CR.
Yeah.
You know, so but anyway, next question for you. Next question. That was good. So this is gonna transition to what's your superpower?
Okay.
Mhm.
What's my superpower?
What's your superpower?
So my superpower is I truly believe my servant heart.
Mm-hmm.
I like to serve. I like to be able to, I just want to be able to help others, family, community, service, giving. And it's twofold because I don't expect anything in return. You know, I love what I do to be able to help other people develop and grow and whatever their mission is and whatever they are driven to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help them and to get to that level, which has been honestly why I have found success in the sales and marketing, because I train people to be sales reps and to be in marketing. And it's because if they want success, I can't teach anyone how to have the drive, right?
You can't teach it.
But
I teach.
I can certainly help them to get to the level that they want to be at by giving them the necessary tools and skills to get there. So that kind of turned into that. But outside of that, I've been a part of a lot of different community organizations, um, and I've been able to be or to operate in that capacity. So I think my superpower is what really drives me, is to really even turn into what I do is with Quench, is that
Mm-hmm.
being able to help people to, help, I guess, in their whatever they're looking for, like marriages, some things, some of the products that I have has helped to, get those marriages back going, and to get products that I provide for
Gotcha.
the athletes, some of the things that I'm able to, hydration that I provide for them has been able to them to perform optimally. And so it just kind of turns into being able to do that. Now, of course, you gotta, with this, you make money with it, because that's the ultimate goal, is that your passion turns into being able to provide for you. So
Right.
that has been one of the things that drives me. So a lot of the things that I do as far as talking to communities, when I go out, a lot of people will say, hey, can you come to our community event, set up shop. A lot of the things that I'm talking about is education and educating. And so that has been one of the things that I think has driven me, is to be able to serve. And it's been very rewarding.
What so if I actually just superpower, what's your kryptonite?
My kryptonite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People don't want to talk about that though.
I know.
I mean, hey.
I kryptonite. Um, when it comes to the opposite of my superpower, I would say knowing when that servant heart needs to stop. Okay. Because you have to know when you're being taken advantage of, and when people are really appreciating what you're doing and they see the value in what you're doing. Because with people who have a servant heart, you have to know when enough is enough. That there are boundaries, and that it stops at a certain point. So That's one.
I'm, I'm gonna tell you something that I read the other day. I'm reading this book, and it talks about entrepreneurship. So the reason why that is a weakness for you, your kryptonite, because as entrepreneurs, when we start something, we're gonna see it all the way out, no matter what bumps you go on the road, because you're gonna have. But it's just a characteristic, man. Like, you're gonna see it all the way out, no matter what you do. And it's funny, those characteristics that entrepreneurs have, they transition into relationships.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because we tend to treat just like I'm gonna say it, I want to solve the problem. I want to make it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what you got. So mine is procrastination.
You said what now?
Mine is procrastination.
Procrastinate.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay. I can see
but you know,
say that that falls in line with some of the things that is probably my kryptonite too. But what one thing that I can tell you that I have learned by being an entrepreneur is probably before uh,
hmm
those, well, having procrastination in a corporate setting is not as detrimental as it would be when you own your own business. Because when you own your own business, it all depends on you. So if you're slow to respond, or if you're not ordering products when you need to order them, when you have the demand and you're not able to meet the demand because of your procrastination, then that affects your business. It affects everything. So
yeah,
as an entrepreneur, it determines your level of success.
it does. It
It,
does. I mean, I had a mentor told me one time. He said, "Hey, are you a are you a jungle lion or you a zoo lion?" I'm like, "What's the difference?" He said, "Jungle lion, they sit in the oh, I'm sorry, zoo lions, they sit in the zoo. People bring them something to eat, water. They put other lions in it, so they and so they said. But if you're a jungle lion, you got to go out, you got to hunt, you got to kill in order to eat. You
yeah,
know what I mean?" And so he told me, "Say all I have around me is jungle lion." I said, "Oh, well, I get it." So I say like the 95 are the zoo lion, the jungle lion, the entrepreneurs. So tell me this. So let's go get into it. I know how you came up with the concept. Tell everybody how you came up with it, why you came up with it, and what's the transition from what you doing to from your 9 to 5, from your zoo joint to your to the jungle. Like what you know what I'm saying? Like the transition.
okay. So I'm gonna try to answer all of that for you and sum it up.
Okay, go.
What sparked the idea was, again, let's circle back. Remember, I was ER trauma nurse, right?
Mhm. Right.
So one of the things that we do all the time, you see people coming in for various different reasons: dehydration,
Mhm.
not vomiting, PTSD, overdose, different things, right? So we start IVs all the time. That was one of my favorite skills to do in the ER, amongst other things, but that was one of the top. So being skilled at that, that was what I did. So working in the medical device industry, traveling in Vegas, I saw these pop up on every corner. I'm walking around and I'm seeing all these IV hydration businesses. This was 6 years ago. And
Mhm.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, they're doing this. Like they have a business off of what I do in the ER. And so Vegas was one of the first places that I saw it. Then a friend of mine who was also another ER nurse, we had a conversation about it, and she started talking about it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's actually something that could possibly, I could possibly do. Didn't know how it was going to start, didn't know anything about it, but I started doing research. So I did research for a while. I didn't start it right away, but I had the idea for about 5 years. So it wasn't until after 5 years that I decided a year and a half ago, and I said, it's time. So at this time, I was actually I was a director of sales and marketing for a hospice company. And I had a little transition there where I could really have a little time to kind of do some research and kind of study this. So I did, and I actually had really great people around me, 2 other nurse practitioners, physicians who really poured into me and gave me a lot of good advice. So one is having great people around you to be able to say, you can do this. Because even if I doubted myself, if there were people around me saying, no, you got it, you got what it takes, you can do this. So did my research, and I gave myself a deadline. So when I gave myself that deadline, I was working against myself. And I said, okay, I know what I need to do. I need to continue to get the research. So my dad is actually, he does, he helps to establish organizations like LLCs, 501c3. That's what he does. So I talked to him about it. He helped me kind of get everything together and filed correctly and everything. So I just kind of started it from there, as well as having a team around me who really supported me. I asked a lot of questions, and I funded it on my own. I funded it myself. So, didn't take out any loans. So when I did that, of course, you put a little bit more into it when you're not borrowing any money. When it's your money,
When it's your money.
I gotta have this has gotta work. So that's really how that transition worked. And so honestly, I didn't know what was going to happen when I started it, but because I was in the sales and marketing arena, I learned a lot. I could actually build my product. I knew that 50% of what you do is how you sell yourself and how you sell your business. The other part is, are you providing a good product? So just helping to, just really getting other people to kind of help me who were skilled, more, expert at what they do. My medical director, who is a surgeon out of Georgia. He is licensed here and in Georgia, but he helped to come up with the formulas and things that we use. So it's not something I just came up at the top of my head. This was actually some things that went into research. So it just kind of evolved, and I could talk a whole lot about how it came about, but that's really what helped me to transition, was really giving myself a deadline and really investing in myself. And so now I still work my corporate job because I always believe in timing. For some, you may have had to go in at full force, and I do know that one day it's going to take 100% of me giving this 100% to get it to where I want it to be. Thankfully, I have had an amazing team that I've hired, some great nurse practitioners that can carry this on. So it has grown tremendously. I don't even post everything that we do, but I wish I could go into a lot of stories and lives that have been changed by this, and we could talk more about it, but it's been a blessing really for it to just take off the way that it did. It just, so, I mean, it's just going to grow and grow. And I appreciate all my customers who believed in it, and all of the other, one thing that was so exciting to me was that other business owners, there's a community of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of other entrepreneurs who have gone into business for themselves, and they understand the grind, they understand the support that you need, they understand all that. There's no hate, there's so much love, and they were so willing to help me. I'm like, hey, just simple things like, hey, I have this Square, I have Square app.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do this, or how do I do that?
Yeah.
So just, I mean, and using my product and booking all the
Mhm.
time. And, so, I mean, we share the love and I use their services too. So, it's a lot of love in the entrepreneur world. You think that everybody's kind of biting at heels. I hadn't experienced that yet. I haven't, thankfully, but I have been around some really other good business owners that have helped as well. So that's kind of how it is. Like I said, I still work my corporate job, but I'm able to do Quench myself when I can,
Mm.
even weekends. But I have some really great nurses that work throughout the week. So
Shout out to the nurses that work at
yes,
Quince, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So so what's the, what's been and it may have not been, but what's been this struggle of being a mom, corporate job, entrepreneur?
So one of the things that I think is a struggle time, because your
Mhm.
is it is all you have really. So being able to split that time between my children, my career, and building a business, it's all about time and really having a good schedule. You got to have a good schedule. So being all over the place. Now I can say when I first started, I was doing it all. Like I said, okay,
Mhm.
anytime somebody booked, I'm there. Trying to make sure the nurse is here and nurse practitioner, all this. But I was able to arrange my schedule so that I have time. Everybody knows who knows me. On Sundays, I'm cooking for my kids. you know, I may do some hydration on a Sunday. Um, Eventually, I will have a nurse working. Right now,
Mhm.
that, me. So I that's the time that I spend for them, and they look
Right.
forward to it. Benefit for me too is the fact that I started this and my kids were older, so I don't have little bitty kids. So even though I still have children that are in high school, college, they were older. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool. One thing that you said that I want some people, if they looking at this, to take notes was very important about when you're an entrepreneur and you in this venture that you want to do, set yourself at that deadline
Mm-hmm.
because at that point you betting on yourself, so it's no one else to blame. You know what I'm saying? Set yourself a deadline. Surround yourself with people that have already done what you are doing. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? Like, if you got to feel like, hey, how you do this? Because I think the problem here is a lot of people don't want to help each other, and I'm like, why? Why are you gatekeeping? Why are you holding information? You know what I'm saying? If you can help me, well, I want to get if we get to where you want to get, we can all be. You know what I'm saying? So that's very important. You said,
And
um,
too, like, that people don't know is this is not the first time that I actually had a business idea that I
mhm,
started my LLC, put the money into that, started saying, okay, I'm gonna do this, and that just didn't pan out. Not because I couldn't have done it, but it was just that just wasn't it. That wasn't
yeah,
ever came to fruition. So that wasn't the first time I had a business idea. I've always had like an entrepreneur mind. So I was trying to figure out some things that I could do. This is just the one that actually took off.
right.
So I would tell people that even if the first idea that you have did not take off, don't stop. Because
Don't
if you
stop.
desire and if you still want to do something, you just got to figure out which one is going to be the one that actually takes off and that you're actually passionate about, because that's important. So I can just say that that don't give up. If it's something that you truly want to do, then figure out what that is and do it.
You gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yep.
That's 100% cool. But look, so hey, I added this segment in to always close it out. But I want you to tell me favorite book you read or quote you've seen lately that's that has um impacted you. Like, okay, I feel it.
So
Oh,
am I not there?
no, I hear you
Uh-oh. Okay, let's see.
though. We can see. I mean, we can. No, here you go.
Can you see me now?
Nope.
Oh, okay, let's see. Um,
Let me see. Audio.
okay, let's see. Am I back?
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Back in the bill. All right, go ahead.
Okay. You said the favorite.
Quote, quote, or a book you read that you can give somebody. You can leave some text.
I'm gonna be honest. I really don't like to read.
Me either. Oh shit! Like you're not gonna. Man, I fucking hate read.
I not. I have some really great
Man,
books, but I don't like it.
cut
But
that question. We can skip it. I hate. Yeah,
so
America. Curtis Starks does not like to read. Hey,
well,
I like now. I do the audibles, and then I like books with pictures. I mean, I'm smart, but I just don't like to read. I like it, dog.
I'm gonna tell you, I love people that love to read, and I love the fact that my kids like to read. They love it because I always wanted them to love to read because I hated reading. Well, and I know it helps with your vocabulary. I know it helps with a lot of things, but I'm just the one who
I don't
doesn't.
believe.
My mind.
My vocabulary fine.
I'm like,
read.
I'm like this. I want you to give it to me. Like I need to get it. I'm ready to go.
Hey, look, I told you I'm reading a book on procrastination. I've been procrastinating on reading a book on procrastination. Shit. All right. Okay,
You
cool.
read fascination,
Yeah.
and you said, what chapter are you on?
5.
So,
5.
being honest, I don't
So the
like.
problem is, I have not set myself a deadline to finish it. So what I'm gonna take from this podcast, I'm gonna set myself a deadline to finish the book, stop being procrastinate on reading the book to help you stop procrastinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read some of it. I mean, I think I got enough of it. Yeah.
So when I post books and stuff, it's really for y'all, not for me. Because I know that, but I like to read articles. So let me just say, I will read an article, I will read short stories, but long chapter books, I just don't. But I will pull different things. Like when I read articles, I love watching, like I said, I like watching different podcasts, and I like watching different TED talks and things like that. So short segments, I like those. I can get a lot of information just out of little short things, but I will read things that I'm truly interested in. I will.
I'm listening and watching. That's it.
So I'll post books all the time that I think are great reads. Something I heard somebody say, but it's not something I'm probably gonna read. But I love.
I got books in here.
Yeah.
And I have my audio. So I think the problem is with me sitting in one space too long. Nah.
So
Anyway,
well, let me
so
say this. Gave me a book a long time ago, and one of the quotes that was in the book was something that he gave me because he said, "Hey, this is something you need to read." There was a quote by Melanie Albright, and she said it was basically, "Can you have it all at the same time? Can you have it all? Yes, you can have it all." But Melanie Albright basically said, our lives come in segments, and we
yeah,
and that we can have it all if we're not trying to do it all at the same time, right?
right.
So that's one of my favorite things, and I'm glad that my dad gave me that. As he saw, this was the first time that I did that. It was, starting up the LLC. This was not Quench. This was something else. And he saw, hey, she has the desire to do this. Yes, he was basically like, you can do it all. You just can't, or you can have it all, and you can do it all. But you have to understand that you can't have it all at the same time, right? So I look at that, and I look at my life, and I look at the fact that I was raising my kids. I raised my kids, right? I gave them my all. We went to the pumpkin patches. We did all that. I was at the school all the time, did all of that. Could I do that and build this business at the same time? Probably not to the same level or the same degree that I could, right? So for me, I have accepted that my life has come in segments, and so I did all of these different things. And so now the phase of my life now is really my career and building a business. That's the part of my life. So because I'm able to go through those different segments of my life, now I can really give this full time, full devotion, but still be able to balance that with my children because they're at a different phase of their lives, so so that's one of my favorite quotes by Melanie Albright.
Yeah, it takes time, man. Everybody don't shine at the same time. It just takes time. So it's your time. It's your time.
Yeah.
You do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So last thing, I just added this in the other day because I thought it was really cool. So it's called Pick One, and when you pick it, you got to tell me why you pick it. All right. So,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do this going forward for everybody to guess, like Danny's coming up next in a couple weeks. I'm gonna reach out to Lamar. So y'all get ready for this. All right. So pick one. Tell me why. Red wine or white wine?
Okay. I hate to pick.
You gotta pick one.
Okay, I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick red.
And why?
The color. Red wine is, studies have shown that red wine is healthy for you. So I use the healthy version of anything. So
all right.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Y'all know them.
Red wine.
I think
although I'm drinking white.
I'm gonna say you drinking white now. Me too. I know which one you're gonna pick on this one because I know you.
Okay.
Miami or LA?
Miami or LA? Miami.
Ooh. I tried to throw one in there. She liked both of them, but
I love LA. I love LA too, though. But
I know that's why I put it.
Why Miami? The beaches.
Okay.
The beaches are prettier, and maybe I just hadn't been to a LA pretty beach, but LA beaches, the ones that I've been to, are gritty. The sand is very gritty.
Yeah, kind of gritty.
Like walking on the sand. So I would choose Miami because I can always go to the beach because I love the sand. I love the beach.
All right. Next one. Working out or running?
That's an easy one.
Okay. I don't like running either. People think I do. I don't. I mean, I do it, but
Run.
No,
You
working out.
don't like you prefer
No,
running.
no. I don't like to run at all.
Okay.
I hate running. So there was it.
So running for me is good because now I love to work out. That's what I like to do. The only
Mhm.
reason I like running because it gives me shin splints now, but I like to run during certain times because it actually like helps clear your mind. So if everything is heavy, then I run because it clears my mind and I'm not thinking about anything. I may listen to music or something and I run and I just keep going. So it's a good um, you know, relaxing, clear your mind type therapy for me. So but I hadn't ran in a long time. Well, I'll take that back. I'll take that back. I ran last Sunday, but I'm now gonna run a mile a day. That's my new challenge for
That's
myself.
your new channel.
Work out, but I don't, I need to get that cardio, so I'm gonna do a mile a day. So check back in with me next week.
I got you. I got you. Fun fact about running people. So when you're running, as you're moving, you burning calories. When you stop burning calories. Resistance training, strength training, as you're doing it, you burn calories. When you stop, you still burn calories. For fun fact. Yeah. All
Okay.
right. Cool. Here we go. Next question. Next question. We almost done. We almost done. But yes. Oh yeah. Almost done. House or condo slash law. Which one? Because I know you do both. So I'm just saying, which one you like?
I love a condo.
All right, cool. All right. But why though? You gotta say
but
why. You
but I can tell you this. So I'm in the process of my daughter is real estate agent, so she's looking for us a house because uh as your kids go out, they come back. So now I need more space again. So I love the condo. I love this, the condo living, but it's time for me to upgrade again to a house. So I love the space. If I had it all, my goal is really to like live um out on on some land and like just grow my own little plants and stuff and have a little garden and have some.
got
I would love that. That's the ideal. So
all right. Next question. This is two of them.
mhm.
The first Whitney or Beyonce.
Who?
Whitney or Beyonce.
In what regard?
What you mean? What regard? Like Whitney or Beyonce?
Which one?
Whitney Houston. Yeah, which one?
Okay, I'm gonna have to say Whitney.
Thank. Good.
See,
Thank you.
I'm kind of old school, so um I want to dance with somebody.
Man.
My song. And the reason why I started loving that is because my aunt was a Whitney Houston fan. So I go to my grandmama's house. She was playing Whitney Houston on TV all the time. So I just became a fan a long time ago. And you know, that's my girl.
Man.
I don't say though. I don't have
you
any,
know,
you
put
know.
Beyonce on the stage on the Super Bowl and sing that the national anthem. She can't do it. Can't do it. Anyway. All
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
last one. Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas?
I'm just gonna stop you right there.
On which one?
Tupac.
Why? Why?
There'll never be another.
Why though?
Out.
You didn't say why?
Not only was he a great artist, I mean, he was also for the people.
Alright.
He was a change maker, you know? So I like people who are like that. He went against everything to go for what he believed in. He never even experienced the monetary value of anything that he did. He never did. But he was like, he was a revolutionary.
Okay.
You that's not your person, obviously. Okay, well who are you?
Jay.
Jay-Z?
Big. Well, if I had to choose, it would be big.
It'll be big.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
Yep.
Okay. I Big, Tupac. Both of them, they were around the same time.
Gotta choose one.
But Tupac, he stood for something.
Biggie did too. He was kicking it. That's what's up, man. So look, it's a great episode. And one thing I want I want everybody to touch on, entrepreneurs getting into that world. Set yourself there, man. Surround yourself with people who support you, and also you you can't have it all at the same time, but you can have it. So information power, people. One more podcast. Alma, thank you so much. Hey, anything else you want to leave? You want to say?
I want them to be able to find me by going to quenchalabama.com.
Shoot it.
Where we are servicing all of Jefferson County, Shelby County. We're going to Montgomery, and we have other cities coming open and available to serve those areas too. That you can just follow us on social media. It is Quench_Hydration Technology, where we are active there as well. So you can always, there's a number there. You can reach out to us. It's always going to be a nurse that answers the phone, can answer any questions. And we do have opportunities where you can set up, where we will set up at your event as well. So we do parties, all of that. So that's how you find me.
Yay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
It's been fun.
And look, we go live in person. We're gonna bring you back.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right. Hey, the warm up. Hey, go to is it? Yeah, YouTube. YouTube. Like, subscribe at the podcast. Warm up podcast. And you can follow us on Facebook, Train Book, all that stuff. All right. Be good, girl. Yeah.
Thank you.